Our next guest is a world-renowned photographer and TV personality who became a household name on America's Next Top Model and The Face.
That's right. And now you can hang one of his masterpieces on your wall. Here with the details on his latest project is Nigel Barker.
Thank you for having me.
Barker,
Good
so
to
good to
see
see you again. You're a friend to the show.
Oh, it's good to be back. You guys are always, so entertaining. It's fun.
Well, you're always welcome. And I'm so excited to hear that for the first time ever, you're going to actually be selling your amazing photographs commercially.
No, absolutely. We have a deal with art.com, which is an international brand. They're actually also art.co.uk for you English people out there. And I've revealed for the first time 9 collections of my photography over the past 15 to 20 years that I've never really shown anyone. Now, these are pictures that are from America's Next Top Model, from behind the scenes, from my trips to Africa, from my trips to throughout Asia, even from trips to the Arctic. And they're my favorites. These are pictures that are hanging on the walls in my house. And some of them have been from galleries that we've had, exclusive exhibitions in Chelsea. But what I wanted to do was make this all accessible for everyone to have a look at.
But after 2 decades, why now? What's so important about this moment that you said, I want to share my work?
You know, after 20 odd years in the business, there comes a time when you sort of look back and I guess you sort of think, well, what have I accomplished? And, there's an archive of work. And it takes a certain time in your career for that to happen. I mean, after 5 years, you're not going to have a body of work, but in 20, you do. And then it's like, now I felt the time was right. And also, social media played a big part. I've been very active in that. I've, got quite a few followers in various fields.
Oh my God!
I can imagine.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. They
Thousands.
love you.
A few, exactly. And a lot of people have asked, can we buy this picture? Or I love, that shot that you took, where can I get it? And other than saying, well, it's in a magazine, or I'm sorry, it's in New York in a gallery, I finally was able to say to people all over the world, you can have it, and it's available, and and great price points. In fact, I've actually brought a couple for you to have as presents.
What?
So here's one.
Wow, look at that picture. It's beautiful.
And that's for you, sweetie.
Whoa, that is so Lola.
And by the way, this was shot, that photograph was photographed.
Are you serious?
Yes, absolutely. This is for you. And this photograph was shot
so nice.
with moonlight only. So
Seriously?
only moonlight was shot. So it looks like it was in the middle of the day. Let me hold that one more time so people can have a look. Just so you get a better idea.
Okay, hold it really still. Let's see. We're going to get a push in close up of that. Lean it forward a little bit.
I love it.
Get the glare off.
Thank you so much.
So this was shot in moonlight. At 2 o'clock in the morning.
It looks like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right. But you see the ocean was crashing down, and you don't see any of the crashing down because it took 30 minutes for the one exposure.
She sat there for 30 minutes.
It's not a woman. It's a mannequin.
Oh, wow.
Because obviously a model couldn't.
Yeah, I was going to say. That is amazing.
And that was the very first time.
You've made my day.
And this is just one example of
one example. Here's one for you. I couldn't leave you out, could I?
New York
Baby.
representing.
Another one for me,
Tilt
Nigel?
forward just a little bit. We're going to get the glare off.
Another
there we go.
one for me, Nigel?
Wow. Actually, he said Shannon gets that one.
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, sorry.
Wow, that just definitely expresses your love that you have for New York.
There you go.
Thank you.
Well, it's my hometown now, and a little bit of drama. There's something for everyone.
Definitely.
So I've got collections from New York. I've got collections which are fashion shots. We've got them from Morocco. We've got them from, Africa when I was in Tanzania. The ice with the seals and, all kinds of things. There's something for everybody. And I think art should be accessible. And all too often, it's too expensive. It's hard to, to actually buy. But art.com does a great job of actually getting my pictures, framing them online. You can then view them in a room on the website, so you can see, oh, you know what, I haven't got that colour wallpaper. I'm not sure if this picture is going to work in my house.
Wow.
But they have these rooms that you can build, put the pictures in them, and then see, oh, actually, that's going to work nicely for me. So
that, my waterproof mascara is working because that was so nice. Thank you.
Of course,
but let me ask you, Nigel, when you're culminating all these photos and trying to curate this book, is it like walking through diary entries? I've heard that from photographers and artists.
It's
like
very hard
looking at
to
a retrospective of their life, not just their work.
You're absolutely right, and it is actually funny. It's hard to do because some pictures mean a lot to you, and you speak to someone else and they look at it, and of course they don't have that knowledge necessarily. When I've got pictures of Africa, of the ground, and it's I remember taking the actual doors off the plane, strapping myself in, hanging out of the plane. We're going up, we're like 10,000 feet. I'm leaning out the plane. I've got my camera, other guys next to me, my assistants and what have you. And I remember looking down at the earth and seeing the valleys and the cracks of the riverbeds, and it looked like there was Mother Africa with the wrinkles of an old lady's face, and you could feel the history. But of course, I feel all of that. I try to, hopefully get that story across in the picture.
Yeah, you should sell that story along with the picture. Like, this is what was going on and happening that day.
Hopefully, but that's what happens, right?
Well, to some extent, yes.
There's a story behind the photo, always.
But it's also the story that you make up along with it. So that's my story. But what's your story? When you see it, what does it mean to you? What does it say to you? And that's really the true testament to a great photo. Isn't so much my story, but what is the narrative that you pick up? And that for me is almost as exciting. And I get it from people on Instagram. They'll be like, "Oh, I see this, and I see that." And I'm like, well, that's very interesting because that's not what I meant at all.
Wow.
Really, what does it invoke in that person? Exactly. So let's talk about skateboards.
Yes.
On to my next collaboration.
You've jumped out of planes, but now you're skateboarding? What's the deal there?
Well, you know what? I've got 2 kids.
Okay.
I've got a 7-year-old, almost 8 boy, and called Jack, and Jasmine, my daughter, who's 4.5, 5. They're into skateboarding, my son especially. And, as a dad, you're trying to bond, you're trying to do things with them, and I decided to do a collaboration.
Oh, more
I brought
presents?
some along. I decided to do a collaboration using some of my New York imagery. There you go, there's one.
Ooh.
I don't know if we want to see Lola on a skateboard in 6-inch heels.
I actually can write a skateboard.
You got another?
That's heels.
From Times Square, we know that photo.
Exactly.
That's beautiful.
Exquisite.
So now you're making skateboards into art as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's the next one we have here?
So here we go. So that's another.
Empire State Building, New York, Chrysler Building, the New Yorker sign. Tilt it forward just a little bit.
Beautiful.
There you go. Wow.
I feel like
amazing.
Vanna White.
You're doing a great job. You're doing a wonderful job.
And this is also another way of bringing your artwork to a whole nother generation, right?
It's to another generation, and also I think there's something about New York shots as well. You don't have to ride these either. You can actually use them and put them up on the wall and mount them, and they've got great ways to mount skateboards. So it becomes a sort of contemporary art form. And I think the whole skate and street trend is here to stay. You're seeing it in fashion, you're seeing it on the runways, you're seeing couture designers pick up from it. And I think the fact that you can now obviously place art on them takes it to a whole new level. And New York's one of those cities where the city that never sleeps. It's a constant movement, constant flux. So putting your art onto a skateboard says that, because the skateboard originated in New York. Shut, which is who I've actually got this collaboration with, Shut NYC. They were the oldest and the first skateboard manufacturer in New York. The guy who runs it is the father of skateboarding. So to do it with him and to do it with them, for me, was a dream come true.
Well, we can't let you skate out of here without talking about season 2 of The Face. You just finished filming.
Tell us
what
everything.
Can we expect next year? Give us the juice.
Well, is Naomi as fabulous and divalicious as ever?
Would she let you down on that?
No.
Naomi, of course, is back. I am back. Lydia Hurst is a new judge, a new coach.
So she's taking over for Carolina Kurkova.
And we also have Anne V. Exactly, Sports Illustrated superstar who's also taking over. So 2 new hosts. Very exciting season, and just I guess season 2 we're back. I mean, back and better.
We're going to be looking forward to seeing that. When is season 2 coming out?
Season 2 comes out early 2014, probably around February.
Okay, and where can we get the skateboards?
Shut NYC.
And the art.com.
Art.com or art.co.uk.
Okay, now try to go get at least 5 minutes of sleep, okay? Because you're doing everything.
Sleep for amateurs.
That's right,
Thank you.
Exactly.
It is.
All right, Nigel Barker,
come back again soon. You promise?
Anytime.
Of course.
Okay.
Soon.
All right.
Thank you, and thank you again for the lovely gifts. Thank
Wonderful.
you.
You're watching Arise Entertainment 360.